Hey, so this is the update for week 9. This is going to be my predictions video. I've narrowed it down to the top 25 games. There's only 16 of them this week. Um, so I'm just going to start with the games that are tonight. The first game tonight is North Carolina at number 23 Pitt. I picked Pitt to win this one. Now, at the time of recording this game, it is a runaway so far for North Carolina, so I might be wrong on this one. Um, but I really feel like Pitt has played a good game. I did feel like it was going to be close. I didn't expect North Carolina to come out punching like they have. But hey, you know what it is what it is. I'm sticking with my pick because that's who I chose before the game started. I can't change it just because the game started. That's not fair. So I'm still pulling for Pitt to win this one. But hey, you know, if they lose, they lose. The next is West Virginia at number 5 TCU. I picked TCU to win this one. I don't know the score currently. I only know the Pitt one right now. But I feel like TCU better take West Virginia seriously. It could be a close game if they don't. However, I think TCU should run away with that one. The next game in the series in the top 25 that I have is number 19 Ole Miss at Auburn. Auburn's really struggled this year. Ole Miss had that one mix-up against Memphis, which doesn't really look like a mix-up now. They responded really well last week. I think they responded well again this week by beating Auburn on the road. Next is Syracuse at number 17, Florida State. I've picked Florida State, and I'm going to stick with my pick of Florida State. But there is some interesting news that I just found out about a few minutes ago. Florida State's running back, Dalvin Cook, is not going to play this weekend. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens. Syracuse could pull the upset, so I'm going to put Florida State on upset alert, but I think they still win. Colorado at number 24 UCLA. I've got UCLA to win this one. Colorado's been down on their luck all season. They've been down on their luck for a long time. I think UCLA wins big. Next on the list is number 3 Clemson at NC State. I got Clemson winning this one pretty handily, especially after how they handled Miami last week. I think Clemson's on a roll, and I think they keep their undefeated season alive to face Florida State next week. That is, if they don't overlook NC State for Florida State. They need to play it one game at a time. If they play NC State and then worry about Florida State, I think they'll be fine. Next on the list is number 14 Oklahoma at Kansas. I really don't see a reason why Oklahoma doesn't just roll through this game. I got Oklahoma winning this one big. Next on my list is Oklahoma State, number 12 Oklahoma State at Texas Tech. Oklahoma State is undefeated, although they almost lost to Texas earlier this season. However, that doesn't really mean a lot at this point since Texas did beat Oklahoma. Texas is recovering right now. I think Oklahoma State at Texas Tech is a trap game for Oklahoma State. I think they still win it, but they better watch out for this high-scoring offense in Texas Tech. The next game on my list is Maryland at number 10 Iowa. I have Iowa winning this game. I don't think Maryland can keep up with their defense. I think Iowa's defense wins it for them. It's gonna be a low-scoring game, but I got Iowa winning it. Next is Tulane at number 16 Memphis. I think Memphis just continues to roll this season. Tulane's not been having a good season at all, and I don't think it's gonna fix itself this week against a really, really tough Memphis team. Next on my list is Oregon State at number 13, Utah. I think Utah bounces back this week after a devastating loss to USC last week. However, they need to be careful because Oregon State is not really a pushover, and if this Utah team comes out looking devastated like they did last week, I don't think they'll win, but I'm still going to pick them. Vanderbilt at number 18, Houston. Funny thing is, I actually picked Vanderbilt to win this game in the beginning of the season because I didn't think Houston was going to be as good as they are. I'm switching my pick to Houston now, mainly because seeing Houston play, they have played like a top 25 team, and I think they'll beat Vanderbilt. It might be a close game still, but I got to go with Houston on this one. Next on my list is Miami, Florida at number 22, Duke. I'm picking Duke to win this one, A, because it's at home, B, because Florida just lost their head coach. They just suffered the worst loss in school history. I don't see them recovering very well this week. I think Duke continues their win streak and will probably rise in the rankings thanks to this. Next game on my list is number 15, Michigan at Minnesota. I got Michigan winning this one. I think due to the fact that Minnesota's coach just had to retire due to health reasons earlier this week, I really think that Michigan has their heads on straight. They're going to roll through this one. And I feel bad for this Minnesota team, but I think they'll still manage to scrounge up a good winning season. But I don't think it's going to start this week. The next game on the list is the College game day game. They're going to Philadelphia. It's going to be number 9 Notre Dame at number 21 Temple. It's the only top 25 game this week featuring 2 teams that are ranked. I got Notre Dame in this one. However, it is a trap game for Notre Dame. If they do not take Temple seriously, they could very easily lose this one. I think they need to take them seriously, and I think they will. Brian Kelly's their coach, Brian Kelly at Notre Dame. He's been pretty good with keeping the team honest and keeping the team playing game by game and not overlooking opponents. He has had slip ups in the past though, so it could happen. But I think Notre Dame keeps their heads on, plays Temple like they're a real team because they are, and I think Notre Dame comes out with the win. But it should be a close game. The last game on the list is number 8 Stanford at Washington State. Now, on paper, this looks like a runaway for Stanford, but Washington State is no pushover this year. So Stanford needs to take this team seriously. And I say that a lot, but it's really what it comes down to is a lot of the upsets that happen is the ranked team not taking their opponent seriously enough. Like last week, Florida State and Georgia Tech there. What happened is Georgia Tech's actually a good team, and I don't think Florida State took them as seriously as they should have. Otherwise, they would have won the game. But that also comes down to just blind luck. That one you really can't fault Florida State. It was just blind luck, and for Georgia Tech to get that last play. As far as this game goes, Stanford at Washington State, I think Stanford wins it, and I think they'll win it pretty handily. As long as they just focus on this game. That's really the key for all teams, is to just focus game to game. That's all the games I have lined up. Like I said, it's going to be a light week. This is actually, I think, the lightest week in terms of top 25 games so far. Yeah, by one game. A couple weeks ago there were only 17. This week there's only 16. This is the lightest top 25 matchup weekend of the year. So there's 16 of them this week. That's going to be interesting to see how many I can get right out of this. So far I am not doing too well. I already picked it and they're down big. But hey, let me know in the comments if you guys have your own predictions. I love to hear them. I love to hear from you guys. I'm going to keep saying you guys, hoping that it is plural and not the same person watching the video 9 times. If you like the video, click the like button, and why don't you go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to be here all season. I'm going to try and do some update videos of stuff in the off season. But as far as right now, I don't really have any solid plans. Work's gotten hectic, and I haven't had time to really sit down and plan things out. But hey, like I said, subscribe. I'll be here throughout the entire year. And thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next week with my recap of week 9.